Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
So, we live in this world of information overload, right? We've got articles, reports, books, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it feels like we're just constantly bombarded with it all. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could actually learn how to absorb all this knowledge faster, but without, sacrificing comprehension?
Yeah, absolutely. And the good news is it's totally possible. We're not talking about those gimmicky speed reading programs or anything that you see that promise to turn you into some superhuman book scanner.
Right.
We're talking about proven techniques, backed by science that can really help you increase your reading speed, but while actually improving your understanding.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I definitely want to hear more about that. But before we get too deep into the how-to, I think it's important to just debunk some of those speed reading myths, right?
Oh, yeah.
The ones that promise you'll be zipping through War and Peace in an afternoon.
Right, like you're going to read a book a minute or something.
Yeah.
Those programs, a lot of times they rely on tricks like skipping words or even whole sentences.
Oh, wow.
And sure, your eyes might move faster, but you miss all the important information.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like watching a movie on fast forward.
Yeah.
You might get the basic plot, but you miss all the nuance and character development.
Exactly. And enjoying what you read is just as important as the speed, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Reading should be an enriching experience, not just a race to the finish line.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So if those super speed methods are not the answer, what is?
Yeah.
What are the real keys to unlocking faster reading?
Well, I'd say one of the most fundamental elements is focus. It sounds simple, but it's amazing how much our reading speed can increase when we just eliminate distractions and create a truly immersive reading experience for ourselves.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. When I'm really engrossed in a book, it's the outside world just melts away and I can just devour pages effortlessly.
That's exactly what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
It's about creating a reading sanctuary.
Oh, like that.
A space where your mind is free to just fully engage with the text, So silence your phone, close those extra browser tabs, maybe even find a cozy nook away from the hustle and bustle.
Love those suggestions. It's about turning reading into a mindful practice, a time to just disconnect from the digital world and reconnect with the power of words.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget about those internal distractions too,
Yeah.
Those nagging thoughts and to-do lists that can pop up and hijack your attention.
Ugh, yeah, those are the worst.
One helpful strategy is to just jot them down on a piece of paper so you can release them from your mind and fully focus on your reading.
That's a great tip. Clearing the mental clutter to make space for the words on the page.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of mental clutter, I think one of the biggest obstacles to speed reading is that habit of subvocalizing.
Oh, yeah.
Saying the words in our heads as we read.
Subvocalization, the silent saboteur.
Yes.
It's having this little voice narrating every word we read.
Right. It's like trying to run a marathon with an anchor tied to your ankle.
Exactly.
So how do we break free from the subvocalization trap?
Well, there's a few powerful techniques we can use.
Okay.
One that might surprise you is chewing gum or humming while you read.
Wait, seriously?
It sounds strange, I know, but it actually works wonders for distracting that inner voice.
I've got to try that. So it's about giving our brains something else to focus on besides the sound of the words.
Yeah, you can also try counting in your head while you read or gently tapping your fingers on the table.
Okay.
Anything that disrupts that subvocalization cycle can significantly increase your reading speed.
That's brilliant. It's like hacking our brains to unlock a higher gear in our reading abilities.
That's a great way to put it.
But sometimes it's not just about reading faster, right? It's also about understanding and retaining what we've read.
Right.
Any advice for boosting comprehension and memory along the way?
Absolutely. One powerful technique is note-taking.
Okay.
Instead of just passively consuming the words, you actively engage with the material by jotting down key ideas, summarizing paragraphs, or even drawing diagrams to visualize concepts.
So it's about transforming reading from a passive activity into an active learning experience.
Definitely. The more you interact with the text, the more likely you are to remember it.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to get creative with your notes,
Yeah.
Use different colors, highlighters, sticky notes, anything that makes them visually appealing and memorable.
I love that. It's like adding your own personal flair to your reading journey.
Exactly.
But sometimes I get bogged down trying to understand every single word, and I end up rereading sentences over and over again.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Any tips for improving comprehension on the first pass?
Absolutely. Building your vocabulary is a game changer.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to look up unfamiliar words. It's a small investment of time that pays off big time in understanding.
Yeah, that's true.
And you'll be surprised how quickly your vocabulary expands with just consistent effort.
That's a great point. It's like expanding your mental toolbox for deciphering complex texts.
Yeah, and another powerful technique for boosting comprehension is to just preview the material before you dive in.
Okay.
Take a few minutes to skim the text, read headings, subheadings, and maybe even the first and last sentences of each paragraph.
It's like getting a sneak peek of what's to come, setting the stage for your reading adventure.
Yes. By previewing, you create this mental framework for the information.
Yeah.
Making it easier to absorb and retain when you actually start reading.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like having a map before you embark on a road trip.
Yeah.
You know where you're going.
Yeah.
And it makes the journey much smoother.
Exactly.
But what about those times when we need to understand a text really quickly?
Oh, yeah.
Like skimming for the key points. Is there like a strategic way to do that without sacrificing comprehension?
Skimming is an art form in itself.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly valuable when you need to quickly extract the essential information from a text.
For sure.
Start by reading the title headings and subheadings to get the big picture.
Okay.
Then focus on the first and last sentences of each paragraph.
Okay.
They often contain the most important information.
That makes sense.
You'll be surprised how much you can absorb just by scanning strategically.
So it's about being a selective reader, knowing which parts of the text to prioritize based on your reading goals.
Exactly. And with practice, you'll develop this intuitive sense of, which parts of the text to focus on and which parts you can skim over without missing the essential message.
Okay, all of this is fascinating, but I have a feeling it takes consistent practice to really master these speed reading techniques.
You're absolutely right. Practice is essential for developing and refining these skills.
Yeah.
It's like learning any new skill. The more you do it, the better you become.
For sure.
One fun and effective way to practice is to set a timer and see how many words you can read in a minute. Aiming to beat your score each time.
I love that. Turning it into a challenge definitely makes it more motivating.
It does. And remember, consistency is key.
Yeah.
Even just a few minutes of focused practice each day can make a huge difference over time.
So it's about making speed reading a part of our daily routines, finding those pockets of time to challenge ourselves and push our reading abilities further.
Exactly. And as you start seeing your reading speed increase, it creates this positive feedback loop.
Oh, cool.
You feel more confident, more motivated, and even more excited to tackle new reading challenges.
That's awesome. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive into speed reading, from debunking myths to exploring techniques for focus, subvocalization, comprehension, and even skimming.
Yeah.
What's next on our reading adventure?
Well, now that we've laid the foundation, we're ready to level up and explore some advanced techniques that can truly supercharge your reading speed. Get ready to unleash your inner speed reader.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, speed reading explorers. We are ready to continue our journey into the world of accelerated learning.
I'm so ready to unlock those next level skills.
Right.
So in part one, we covered the fundamentals, right? Debunking those myths, tackling distractions, mastering techniques like eliminating subvocalization.
Right.
But now I want to hear about those advanced techniques you mentioned.
Yeah.
The ones that can really take our reading speed to warp speed.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with a technique called clustering, or sometimes it's called chunking.
Okay.
It's all about training our eyes to see groups of words, phrases, instead of individual words.
So instead of seeing a sentence as a string of separate words, we start perceiving it as meaningful units of information.
Exactly. Our brains are wired for pattern recognition. You know? By practicing clustering, we're essentially teaching our minds to recognize entire phrases in a single glance.
That sounds amazing. How do we actually train our eyes to do this?
One effective technique is using a visual guide, like a pen or your finger, to swipe across the page in a rhythmic motion.
Gotcha.
And as you move your guide, try to focus on absorbing 2 or 3 words at a time.
So it's about expanding our visual span, training our eyes to grasp more words with each pause.
That's it. And as you practice, you can gradually increase the number of words you take in with each glance.
It's like upgrading our mental hardware to process information faster.
And clustering isn't just about speed either.
Okay.
It also enhances comprehension.
Oh, so?
Because by focusing on the meaning of phrases, we avoid getting stuck on individual words, and we develop a more holistic understanding of the text.
It's like seeing the forest, not just the trees.
I love that analogy.
Thanks.
It perfectly captures the essence of clustering.
Right.
Now, are you ready for another advanced technique?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Okay, Let's explore meta-guiding, which is a variation of the pointer method we discussed earlier.
Okay.
Remember using a pen or your finger to guide your eyes.
Yeah, it was like having a personal pacer for my reading.
Meta-guiding takes it a step further.
Okay.
By using a sweeping S-shaped motion down the page.
An S shape.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it. How does that work exactly?
So instead of simply underlining each line, imagine starting slightly to the left of the first word.
Okay.
Sweep diagonally down towards the middle of the line, and then curve back up towards the right margin.
Okay.
Repeat that S shape for each line.
So it's like a smoother, more flowing motion compared to just going straight across.
That's right. This technique not only boosts your reading speed, but it also minimizes distractions and regressions.
What are regressions?
Regressions are those times that we backtrack and reread words.
Oh, okay.
We'll minimize that with meta-guiding.
Wow, it's like creating a visual rhythm for our eyes, keeping them moving forward through the text.
Exactly. With practice, meta-guiding becomes almost instinctive, and you'll find yourself like gliding through pages with remarkable speed and focus.
These techniques sound amazing, but I'm also thinking about comprehension.
Right.
How do we make sure we're not just reading faster, but also absorbing and remembering the information?
Excellent question. That's where active recall comes in.
Okay.
It's based on the idea that the more effort we put into retrieving information, the stronger the memory becomes.
So it's not just about passively taking in the words, but actively engaging with the material to like cement those ideas in our minds.
You got it. Active recall involves testing ourselves on what we've read,
Okay.
forcing our brains to work harder to pull up that information,
Gotcha.
which ultimately strengthens our memory and comprehension.
It's like a mental workout for our brains, like building those neural pathways.
Yeah.
So how do we practice active recall while reading?
Well, there are a few different ways. A simple method is pausing after a section or chapter
Okay.
and trying to summarize the key points in your own words, either mentally or in writing.
It's like having a conversation with the text, like checking our understanding and making those connections in our minds.
I like that analogy.
Ah,
You can also ask yourself questions about the material, predict what might come next, or even create mental images or diagrams to visualize the concepts.
these are great strategies. I'm already starting to see how these techniques can work together. Speed reading, comprehension, active recall, like it's all connected.
Right.
But I'm also thinking about those times when we encounter really dense or challenging texts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those books that make you feel like you're wading through mud?
I know exactly what you mean. When faced with like complex or technical writing,
Yeah.
it's all about adapting your approach.
So being a flexible reader, knowing when to adjust our speed and strategy based on the material.
Yes. One strategy is focusing on key terms and concepts.
Okay.
Before you even dive into a complex text, familiarize yourself with the glossary index or any introductory sections that give you an overview.
It's like laying the groundwork before building a house, like creating a mental framework for understanding.
That's a great way to put it. And as you read, pay close attention to definitions, explanations, and examples that clarify those complex ideas.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to slow down, reread, or even consult external resources if needed.
So even with challenging texts, we can still use speed reading techniques strategically.
Absolutely.
It's about knowing when to speed up and when to slow down, when to skim, and when to savor.
You nailed it. It's all about becoming a more intentional and adaptable reader, choosing the right tools and techniques for each reading situation.
Speaking of tools, I'm also thinking about the physical side of speed reading.
Oh, yeah.
Our eyes are working hard during those accelerated reading sessions.
Right.
What can we do to prevent eye strain and fatigue?
That's a really important point. Just like an athlete needs to warm up our eyes, benefit from a little preparation too.
Okay.
Before a speed reading session, take a few minutes to relax your eyes.
Gotcha.
Maybe roll them in circles or focus on a distant object.
It's like stretching before a workout, getting our eyes ready for the mental marathon ahead.
Exactly. And during your reading session, pay attention to your posture lighting and the distance between your eyes and the page.
Okay.
Creating a comfortable and ergonomic setup can make a huge difference.
It's about setting ourselves up for success, both mentally and physically.
Exactly.
And speaking of success, I think a lot of people wonder if speed reading is like something anyone can learn,
Right.
or if it's like a talent that some people are just born with.
That's a question I get asked a lot. And the answer is a resounding yes.
Oh, wow.
While some individuals might have a natural inclination for faster reading,
Yeah.
it's ultimately a skill that can be learned and developed by anyone with the right approach and dedication.
So it's like any other skill with practice and persistence. We can all become speed reading ninjas.
Exactly. It's about training our eyes our brains, and even our mindset to become more efficient readers. And the beauty is there's no age limit on learning how to speed read. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just a lifelong learner, you can absolutely level up your reading game.
That's so encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
So what would you say are like the most important ingredients for success in speed reading? What advice would you give to someone just starting out on this journey?
Well, I'd say the most crucial element is consistency.
Okay.
Just like learning a musical instrument or a new language, speed reading requires regular practice to solidify those neural pathways and make the techniques feel more automatic.
So it's about making it a habit, weaving those speed reading practices into our daily lives.
Absolutely. Even just dedicating 15-20 minutes each day to focused practice can lead to significant improvements over time.
That's reassuring to hear. It's about finding those pockets of time in our busy schedules and turning them into opportunities to flex our speed reading muscles. But I imagine it can be easy to get discouraged if you don't see results right away.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's feeling frustrated or hitting a plateau?
That's a common experience, and it's important to remember that patience is key. Speed reading is a process, a journey of gradual improvement. It's not about expecting to become a speed reading superhero overnight. It's about celebrating those incremental wins along the way, those moments when you realize you're effortlessly gliding through a page a bit faster or grasping a complex concept more easily.
It's about focusing on the progress, not just the end goal.
Exactly.
And reminding ourselves that every bit of effort we put in is strengthening those reading muscles.
Yes. And it's also important to remember that speed reading isn't about sacrificing comprehension. It's about finding that sweet spot between speed and understanding, tailoring our approach to the material and our individual learning styles.
That's such a crucial point. It's about becoming a more mindful and versatile reader, knowing when to speed up, when to slow down, and when to truly savor the words on the page.
Precisely. And as we continue to refine these skills, we not only become more efficient readers, but we also unlock a world of knowledge, enjoyment, and personal growth.
That's a beautiful way to sum it up. Sarah, this has been an absolutely incredible deep dive into the world of speed reading. I feel like I've gained so many valuable insights and actionable strategies that I can start implementing right away.
Well, it's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you.
The pleasure was all mine.
And I hope all our listeners out there are feeling inspired to embrace the challenge and unleash their inner speed readers.
Absolutely. So to all our amazing listeners out there, if you're ready to level up your reading game, take those techniques we've discussed, practice consistently, and watch as your reading abilities soar to new heights. And if you enjoy this deep dive into the world of speed reading,